As we said, Team Liquid, they have a lot of reinvestments. They have a Guardian. No weaknesses evident here, but it's the fact they don't have anything to fall back on. This is a very valuable round for Liquid to find, and oh no, it's gone poorly. An immediate punish from Navi. The space take attempt, the double swing out of heaven afterwards, it just catches them way off guard. They've got to recover this. Sending Nats out to try and catch someone off guard. Mystic is 11 HP. This is a really tough one to find anytime.
I think they've already got the ping that all the players are rotating, but I guess they might be thinking that this was sort of a double gamble. The peek in here is, well, it's not bad initially, but it's still just going to be traded out. The Rolling Thunder invested. It's going to force back Yumpy completely. The spike also dropped to the deck. Artist straight through the wall. Utter filth. Come on now, Nats. Clearly had the right idea of just escaping out of there, but not having the spike is going to make it impossible. You might be able to get a lucky shot or two going up that rope, but with a Guardian, it's not easy.
This is just such a perfect early game from Navi. The damage done in the previous round now rewarded. And look at this, the player swinging up top, Zip unable to catch another off guard. They're always having that second player to swing to fight. Even if Artis hadn't been swung there, he had the backup of Sagetsu. Every step of the way, they're one step ahead so far. The first 4 rounds, definitely swinging towards that defensive side. And now look what Team Liquid are left with. Barely any credits, no ultis online. And again, just circling back to Artis.
Whoa.
All right. Oh, yeah. Oh, you want to stop for that, Tom?
From the shadows.
From the shadows online.
There you go. Don't get it.
So maybe they'll win the round then. Never mind. But the point being that Artis had that ult online so early from the kills earlier on. Okay, that's decent damage. Down to 60 HP already. Sagetsu through the smoke. He's not having a nice time.
This is like the most aggressive Viper mid I think I've ever seen. Like each round, he's just taking some. How's Yuppie just walked out B main?
No traps, no traps.
No traps being
He's been watching your scene bots. I'm going to have flashbacks in a minute.
His chakra told him to do it.
His chakra must have indicated it, that it was wide open. But again, this is a good read from Yumpy, I guess, because Navi have been so focused on mid. So Liquid show presence on mid. He sees if he can find space elsewhere, and he absolutely did. Free real estate, wide open. Xiao now a little bit of pressure on him. Navi have this mid push coming through. A couple of players in position, but they're going the wrong way towards A. Xiao's gonna have to defend all by himself, and the first goes easy. The second, even easier. Nice stuff, 3 kills for him in this round, and at least those weapons will be dropped. It's just the 1 rifle recovered for Enzo, and they still need to plant.
30 seconds
Maybe a little bit wary about someone being closer. Prowler will be used to clear the close angles, although it doesn't catch Enzo. He's able to go a little bit more aggressive, and he'll win that fight. Turning it into a 2v2 scenario, Mystic has found some space as well. A lack of information now for Navi is going to make things difficult, or so you'd think. Hiding within his own smoke, he's actually baited them into potentially thinking it's coming from that corner, and he'll land a harder shot, but unfortunately, Sagetsu is so quick off that spike to trade.
Just such good buddy system play from Navi. Again, when you're diffusing like that, you see the split-second decision is to go and fight with your teammate. And they're always on the same page in that regard. It's not hard, I guess, when your instinct is always to fight, but it definitely works out for them. I like the aggression out of Enzo. Again, this is something Liquid have been playing with in this round in particular, was pushing up and just trying to steal that little bit of extra map control from under Navi's nose. You can see that they were always ready for it. Even though they didn't know Enzo was there was still that siege going through just to confirm. So this is, again, Liquid are trying, but Navi are always ready.
I almost want to see them go for something slightly faster, like more brute force as a squad, because each time I feel like Kiko's been a little bit further ahead of everybody else on these initial takes. But when they've actually gone in together, the trading has not been bad. And they've done better in rounds on eco than they have with actual guns. Because each time I feel like they might be slightly overthinking a lot of these battles. Either way, Kiko is going to go in on his own. Oh, seconds again. It's manic. I don't know how you play against that. The TP from Xiao is risky as well.
No stopper after. I mean, a good backup in case you ended up losing Angel, but instead, it's gone terribly wrong. Mystic is behind them. They have absolutely no iota, and he's putting down the smoke as if he's on the site, helping out the team, but he's not part of that pronged attack. He's the second prong, and he's got 2 players right in front of him. Easy as can be for Mystic. His 3rd kill of the round, and that should lock in the win for Team Liquid. No way back for Navi.
The oldest trick in the book. TP into your opponent's spawn.
You know, it's my bad. It's my bad, Tom, because I laughed. I said it was a useless ult, you know? It's on me.
Yeah, you did. I definitely saw that coming.
Yeah, fair play, Tom.
You know,
the ball both strikes again.
Just that good, you know? Yeah, no, Durka, old teammate, he fed me the information.
I see. I forgot about that telekinetic bond.
He had to really push paper thin out there. It was just, you know, whispering in my ear.
He's always in there, is he?
He is.
I see. Oh, it's going to be a nice finish to the round. The bow tied on top for Team Liquid, 4-2. They did invest quite a bit. They had their showstopper, and they used that up for next to no value bar crowd control. The punish on Sagetsu mid was fantastic, but somehow the highlight of the round was that from the shadows.
Last player standing.
Caught them almost as off guard as I was.
Just wait until they went around with a neural theft. We'll never hear the end of it. Never, ever.
And still hasn't happened, Tom.
4-2. And this is the thing, the finances, because these rounds have been so close, think about it, the 1v1s that have been taken home in the end each time by Navi, it's put their finances in the bin. This is just a full sprint, so much utility, even pre-firing the only corner that Nats could be safe in. It's a nice little set play from Navi, love the idea. I assume that rifle's now going to be juggled away because Zipan is desperately low on HP, but he does still have it for now. I think, yeah, Saigetsu's going to be given that.
There you go, eventually. And yeah, if he grabs a kill, the Viper's pick could be online for Navi. It most certainly is online for Team Liquid at the moment, although it doesn't look like it's going to be used in the next 20 seconds or so. You can see they're spread out 2-1-1, and yet the B play is being sought after. These players now turning to look elsewhere, just as Kaiko comes out of the choke point. And although he loses Enzo, he's still fragging up full HP, and the spike to be retrieved can be pulled through. Yumpy's lurk pays off. You know, this spacing from Liquid seemed so odd 30 seconds ago, but look at the reward that they've gotten for it. A great swing from Mystic, double down on. This guy's pulling rounds out of nowhere. 4-3 for Team Liquid, hot on Navi's tail.
Yeah, he had some quieter games, but the Mystic has got off to a flyer of a start. We know that when he gets in the groove on this controller, he truly can be a menace to play with. I think what we're starting to see from Liquid a little bit is realizing, okay, they don't have an awful lot to slow us down. With Saigetsu being so aggressive in mids, the B defense most of the time has just been Xiao with a smoke, or Xiao with a paranoia, or maybe a stun from Ardis. So it really sets them up wonderfully to just take this space for free. And okay, a lot of the time Kiko's taken a bullet in the face when he's run into the site, but the trades have always been fairly quick.
Kiko's up close on this one. Looks like he might be able to get out of there unscathed. The information, decent for Navi. They've got an idea of what they're facing towards this A site. They're stacked up correctly for now, at least.
It's quite an investment, though, to not actually...
Right off the rip, yeah.
Yeah, but they didn't really get anything from it. It's like they got some information, but to use an ult and not really push off it seems a little bit surprising.
Yeah, even like Zipan's nade over top or something like that, without the sound, they might be caught off with the decay, but...
Still got it.
It is, isn't it? It's an odd one. Maybe it works out for them because they made that presence early on A, and now they've rotated stack B, and Liquid are only now making their way through. So this has sold some fake control, perhaps. The stun, though, pushes Liquid back. They're rethinking it, and now they're moving towards A, the lighter side. It looked like a good gamble from Navi, but the balls jumped out of the hole at the last second. What is that from Nats?
Oh.
2 quick kills, but they've lost their Viper's Pit for it. Yumpy down. And Kiko now trying to double up. I mean, their lurks have just been so irritating. This map control is left for a few seconds by Navi, and it's seized and being attacked upon.
Yeah, at the moment, it really does just feel like they've got an absolute lack of information. Like they're just having to take gambles. And it's funny, I feel like Ardis' stun actually deterred them from going the exact way they wanted them to go, which just a little bit of bad luck. Zipan, he needs to win what should have been an impossible fight, but with Mystic swinging, now Enzo's going to do the same. They've both just given a way back into the round. The remaining 2 players in heaven. You could see Angel. It didn't even look like he was going for this. He was sat back waiting, might be in for a nasty surprise, but he should at least give that info. In fact, he definitely has. Both players picked up. I've seen a man called Kankan win this before, but I have no faith that this will happen again. Zipan with no time left on the clock. The camera just toying with him at this stage, and the double peek from Liquid is perfect.
Yeah, I think it's an easy thing to see in hindsight, but just that cam being online, not being shot out, it was a really nice idea. He tapped it as the ping went through and stepped off, so they would see him get pinged up defusing and panic and swing, but they just opened the camera and go, oh, he's not on it, all good. And even still, he would have had to hit 2 insane shots
Yeah.
to make that work, but he'd already done it in the round so far. A good attempt. But in the end, nothing found. And after a stellar start, 4-1 up, economic control under their belt, Navi have now called a pause at 4-4.
Yeah. Now, what I will say, think back to old FPX, to Navi. They were the one team that when everybody was talking about this map being incredibly defensive-sided, they would go, no, it's attack-sided. We like the attack. We will play for the attack.
Especially with Brimstone entry.
Yeah, and I feel like with yeah, or any other Astra, he did everything. Every single agent, he has done it. But I do think that we can expect a very good attack side coming out from Navi. So I think what they're doing right now, okay, we got off to a good start. We're starting to get caught out. Let's slow things down. But I genuinely think if they get to 6 rounds, they're going to be in quite a happy space. And you look at the composition they have, they've got every single piece of utility you could ever need to set up Zipan on those entries. And when he is on, which I'll be honest, he definitely is, that can be enough to win you a game. So I think for Liquid, they need to be looking to make sure they have a strong attack half here. And to be honest, it's been going very well, especially for Mystic. He has been a demon in the server thus far. And definitely someone we need to keep an eye on because he's got that from the shadows again.
Oh, yes. You know, if it works the first time, it will always work the second.
To be honest, he could probably TP into spawn right now. Maybe Sagetsu would hear it.
Well, yeah, I think Sagetsu might be just in range. But it would be a bold play to go for. I do see him sat down inside the sewers. And I wasn't sure if maybe because he wasn't looking at anything, he might have had his ult out. He might have been thinking about it. Thank God he's decided against it. Oh, I just realized what you said, Tom. No, I think he's good.
Okay.
We could send someone, though.
Watching this spot.
Who?
Anyone in mind? Anywho, Team Liquid, yeah, look, this attack side, as we said, their ultimates aren't huge. Viper's Pit for Sagetsu, good reactive one. Sometimes you see it dumped on mid right away. But they're deciding to pump brakes and allow Liquid to make the entry. And I think that's probably the best decision. As long as they don't have gaps that can just be walked through, which they are being conscious of A-Heaven and Spawn. That's been the only real problem is when they're completely caught off guard. So coming out of the pause, using the weaker weapons to just see, okay, what do Team Liquid do when we do nothing? Not a bad idea.
Well, you always feel a little bit nervous. Of course, that's the battle that Kiko manages to win. Execution of Angel, but the time is ticking. 25 seconds. They've realized it as well. Okay, it's going to be this B site. Let's use the Viper's Pit. Shorty pulled out. They're spamming onto Shao. I don't know how he's managed to dodge all of those bullets, but he won't dodge the final one from Mystic. They need to clear this man off the site. Plant coming through.
10 seconds left.
Sagetsu yet to be found, but they've got the plant in. This is now a problem, because that Viper's Pit is completely useless.
Yeah, it was a good idea. It narrowed down the angles, allowed his teammates to maybe win off of time by denying that plant, but the second the spike is down, this starts to just fade away completely. I mean, 1 kill, 2 kills, 3, even still. Low HP, having to defuse time against it. There was no way. Team Liquid have retaken the lead, 5-4. And a very strong statement from them. But remember, that was not a full buy from Navi. This was not a round where they expected to win. They did put the Viper's Pit in. It was a big investment, a risk. Didn't seek it or find any reward this time around. If that utility came in a second earlier, might have.
Yeah, I think as well, it's one of those things where the Viper's Pit, I feel like could have been really valuable for them in terms of just to actually use it into mid. I understand the use there, but that's been one of the things they've been struggling with is Sagetsu has been a one and done. Okay. Xiao's managed to get a kill before the HUD's even disappeared. He's that quick. Aggressive push. I think they've realized as well that, okay, the extremities are now being fought by Liquid. Their initial mid-fights weren't going well, and now they're just trying to almost be a little bit cheeky. Like, okay, you don't have information. I'm going to take risks and push through your utility. Well, this time Navi have been waiting. 2 opening kills, a full rotation back towards this B site. It is being watched by Artist. He also has a Rolling Thunder. I don't see a way they get past him unless he decides not to use it. And while Kiko finding Zipan means he might have to.
I like this though, yeah. It's a wise decision from Artist. Retake ult so strong on B, and they haven't even planted. The second that they attempt that, here it comes. Rolling Thunder in, push ahead though. Kiko's gonna try to take the fight to them, but he's stunned. He's caught by it. Artist had that placed perfectly. Kiko has bought time for his teammates. Those teammates didn't die in the Rolling Thunder. They didn't get swarmed. Instead, they were busy dealing with Kiko. So now some time bought. Time still has to be acquired. 1 versus 4. Okay. That was a lot closer than I was ready for it to be. But in the end, Navi come out on top. Well handled. After their pause, being able to come back and keep it neck and neck. The lead still up for grabs as we go towards the end of the half.
The thing is, though, they've not had a clean round this entire game. So they're still on the brink again. Like, those couple of kills right at the end coming out from Yumpy actually make it so that, okay, they can buy, they're going to have light shields, but in the next round, they will be screwed again if they lose. So it's still one of those scenarios that's a little bit more problematic. And on the other side of things, From the Shadows still online, but maybe slightly more importantly, Showstopper 1 away for both teams. You've also got the Seekers available soon. And I also feel like this might be the moment where Liquid go, okay, let's stop running through their smokes. They're kind of expecting that now.
Yeah, but again, a lot of this attack side is just going to be limit testing, right? We saw that from Liquid certainly in the first 4 or 5 rounds of, can we walk out here if we make some noise there? What do you do if we do this?
Oh, this is
Maybe they have their ideas already. Paranoia used, it's pushed them way back off site. They can still spam on the cross, though. Even with that wall up, it's always a danger. That TP across. Oh, Mystic, he is insane. I mean, limit testing, that's nowhere near it. It's worked, though. Somehow, the rest of the team's been able to clutch this victory from the jaws of defeat. It's a 4v2. They've got the plant. They've taken down Angel. And Navi, I thought everything was going well after Mystic's lunacy, but it was all part of the plan.
I don't know. Do you reckon in that moment, it was Emil going, yeah, like, Redgar left one of his books behind about how to play Omen. Here you go, Mystic. What do you think about
have a quick
TP
look.
twice through different smokes into heaven when you don't know if heaven's clear? Mystic's like, it seems a bit weird, but you know, I'll give it a go. I'll give it a go.
What could go wrong? and what could go wrong? Everything went right. Even walking through the wall just to take that duel. Absolute lunacy on the server. But it's worked out, and I don't know if I'm happy or angry with that.
Nice. Did he say what I was just thinking?
6-5, Team Liquid have the lead.
So he's talking about, of course, being Swedish.
Yes.
Swedish meatballs.
Yes.
That's
naturally.
Yes. Just in case anybody was thinking anything else.
I don't know what you could possibly mean. Well, we've got Navi defending with a couple of weaknesses, but a showstopper in the back pocket for Zipan. It could be dangerous, as he is towards the right side. We can see presence on B all the way through to the back side. The TP comes in. Xiao has that fight nice and easy. The swing comes in eventually. And with Zipan already falling, no showstopper to play with. They've lost a big ulti, and Nats is doing it again. He's doing Nats things. He's avoided the utility on the way up behind them. Surely not again. Oh, in the last round, salt in the wounds. As Nats delivers another finishing blow, 7-5. The lead for Liquid. This was 4-1 up for Navi. I don't think they're going to be thrilled with how things have gone, but we know their attack side is nothing to turn your nose at.
No, I think, again, a lot of their defensive side with this composition was sort of based around risks. Like, it was, okay, we have to get aggressive, we have to try and take these fights, and in the early rounds, it worked for them. I think Liquid did fantastically well to adapt. Look even just the first few rounds, the amount of rounds they pushed mid, and then go to the late game and look how many rounds they pushed mid. It's completely different, because they were like, okay, they're going to constantly fight this, you're going to have Saigetsu doing weird stuff, so we'll try and maybe counter him at the beginning of the round, and then they went more direct. They went into the B side, into the A side, because there just wasn't enough utility to delay them. Great half from Liquid, but as said, this is normally where Navi get going.
Well, their pistol was pretty aggressive last time around from Navi. And this attack side, it's the exact same. Quickly spilling out into the A site and finding it wide open. Not even traps on the way through. If you take a look at the map, they're positioned in screens. This is very much a retake setup that's coming in from the side of Team Liquid, hoping to catch this squad off guard as they went for further aggression, but it hasn't worked out in the spawn, and the Paranoia definitely didn't hit where it was supposed to.
Yeah, it allowed Liquid to reclaim the ground a lot quicker because they know it hasn't been taken yet. So it makes the retake so much faster in those initial stages, but they've still been smoked off eventually. So they've got to try and make their way back through. Tiger was saved, Xiao not spotted, not the prettiest of shots, and Kiko in the meantime has managed to find a couple. Xiao now stuck in the mud, needing some support, and there is that support from Saigetsu, and it is! And Saigetsu just takes out everyone! He may have been a little bit late to save his teammate, but he definitely saved the round.
That he did. Navi right back on Liquid's heels. And of course it's Saigetsu. Yeah, he's certainly woken up there. Let's take a look at the replay. A couple nice shots, but once we get to this, man, it gets a little bit ludicrous. Through the smoke, catching one, catching two, and a quick headshot on Yumpy. Those are the kind of rounds you dream about. And you can see Angel, the relief washing over his face as that final shot connected.
Last cannon outlaw for Kiko.
Bring them down.
Split's not really one of the maps that I would
Find you.
say that it has the most strengths,
For sure.
but with the rest of his teammates having pistols, it definitely gives him an opportunity to pad the gaps a little bit. Now, bear in mind, we know that Navi love having a couple of players on pistols themselves, and they love playing light shields. So this is a read. He basically has an operator right now, but he can shoot much quicker.
Only downside is there's no one to shoot at over on the B site, which is where he's on his way to. You know, the benefits of this rifle as well sort of outweighed when you can't play screens because they're just going to wall you off. In fact, screens would be in the perfect position. That orb came up a little bit late, but to no effect. If they can deal damage, they can make them all one shot. Kiko might have a chance swinging out from heaven. Already you can see Zipan, Xiao tagged up, 25 shields on Angel and Sagetsu. Kiko just needs one shot to the body, and he is reliable to hit at least the one. There's the first. Angel down. But now, you know, Angel hasn't been the biggest gun to deal with on the server here. He's had a tough game so far, but the rest of the squad have been on fire.
Well, that's the thing. If Navi keep 3 players alive, they get the rifle back, that's a success in their eyes, because they buy 2 pistols every time. If you get one more, you've forced it so that they either have to overly invest in the next round or play the bonus with a pistol. So that's what we're looking at here. Can Liquid take down one more player, make it that little bit extra costly? And that's exactly what Kiko has done. He has made things more problematic for them. He's even going to try and steal a rifle away, aggressing all the way into the corner. And okay, he doesn't manage to take out Saigetsu in the end, who will get one of those guns back, but he definitely made that a lot more costly than Navi would have liked.
Yeah, and there's no concern about him, you know, bringing that rifle to Sagetsu or anything. It would have been retrieved after Spike dissipated anyway, so a good attempt just to try to deal that extra damage. And I like that, playing the numbers from Liquid. They're not afraid to let the round go. You don't have to try for every retake. Sometimes it is just better to play those exits. Equalizing the numbers, though, up on the scoreboard. Navi now in a decent position. They haven't got like what they had last time with Artis so close to an ultimate or anyone. It's actually fairly evenly distributed on the attacking side. But if you take a look at Liquid, well, those kills for Kiko certainly helped out. I'm not going down to the spike. He actually got the orb.
Yumpy under the same pressure. Saigetsu was in just moments ago, and Xiao, just an execution in that initial fight. A good start to the round for the side of Navi. As said, they're playing this one with a pistol, so any extra weaponry that can be found, which it can be, Artis is going to get it right now. It's going to make things that little bit more problematic. Now, Angel, well, even knew there was a player there. A 1-for-1 trade, not the worst, but you have to bear in mind, again, Angel going down in these sort of fights, he is the one player that can garner them information, because the other initiator is mainly there for support.
And that support works best if you have that information to work with.
Yeah.
You know, instead of burning up the utility, not a lot of his belt is going to be refreshing. You can see that's why, obviously, Fault Line is used up by Artis start of the round. They'll probably just pace it out until it comes back online or until a kill is found. With Enzo going down, big weakness. They can run straight through heaven, take over control of B side.
Oh,
Kiko
that's unlucky.
could not have had worse timing. So with that, I think we're got a pretty good indication of where this one's going.
Yeah, you
Nat's gonna 1v4 clutch it.
You can't really see that happening. I would be surprised if he even moves from this position. Navi with a great start to this half. Like, that's the thing. We talk about their bonus being a little bit weaker than normal, but the fact is that aggressive push from Xiao, it seems to be the sort of burden of this Viper playing middle is that both of these teams have been very happy to just disrespect the utility and go fighting straight towards them. You lose that control, and it's just so much easier to pick players apart. And okay, I'll admit, Kiko was a little bit unlucky with just the timing of turning away. He has been the sort of main player so far, alongside Mystic for the side of Liquid, up there again with 21 kills. It has really been an absurd sort of like debut week for Kiko. Because that's the thing, when you come up from the tier 2, especially after Apex sort of choked it a bit, finishing second, you kind of have to look at that guy and go, okay, is he going to be able to compete with the best of the best? And the answer has most certainly been yes.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, and no matter who you put him up against, he's able to have these lights out performances. Even now, Team Liquid are losing, right? It's 8-7 to Navi, and Kiko is 21-9. You have a duelist pop off like that, it's tough to not have those rounds on the board, but it's also a way of looking at it. It's the reason that it's this close, that Navi haven't ran away with it. You've got this guy who's being utilized, and on the attack side, he was flat in a couple rounds. It's expected. You're a space taker. You're taking space on split. That's what happens.
Well, you look at their match versus Koi. He got 37 kills in a 13-10. Like, without him, they lose. It's just a fact of the matter, but here we go again. You got the Nat save rifle, the rest are on weaker weaponry, but Kiko has got himself the showstopper to play with, so a chance to do some real damage. Aggressive push as well, just to take some B main control. Constantly hunting for information, but just look how far back Navi are playing. Navi of old, Navi of multiple games, they are happy to play things nice and slow.
Oh yeah, they're in no rush. Angel's happy to take his time. Haven't seen him with the trademark push into vents, but it's been a long time. He used to do that on Omen, crossing.
Yeah, I think that's what Xiao did in the first in the first buy round. So
I just miss seeing him in there. Every game it was a guarantee. Angel is in vents, at least in the first 30 seconds.
Where are you?
This time he's on B and leading his team towards vents.
30
So
seconds left.
things really have changed. This play up into A heaven, the trap has actually moved. It was previously a little further up in heaven to catch them coming through vents. Now it's only getting them as they move into heaven. So they bypassed it. Navi straight past the trap and straight into the site. Great flash. Nats can't see a thing. And then Nate even finds Enzo. This is a disaster now. Kiko trying to recover. Showstopper not landed. And this should be the end of the round. Having to rush out of a smoke. Oh, what is that? Mystic with 2 quick kills, a rifle retrieve, and a dream of clutching this out now, turning to a nightmare. He's 19 HP, and he's 0. Well played by Navi. They get it in the end. So close to being flawless, but not quite.
Yeah, almost, but just Mystic got in the way, unfortunately. But a huge round from them again. I feel like the entries have been sublime. Like, the fact is, I think it was just a small flash that went through.
Much value. That's both controllers down for the side of Liquid. Kiko and Nats with everything to do. And in such an important round as well, with all the credits on the line for Liquid. It's just Kiko and Op and 4 kills to find. He's saving
left.
this.
There's also nowhere really that's safe. Like, they've still got a player in mid, they've still got a player outside this A site. Like, Zipham, I think, was initially meant to be the tip of the spear for the push into A, but just Angel catches 2 player on the lurking fade. I'll say that again, the lurking fade. He's just got both of them. Not expecting him to win that duel with both of them there, but now it comes down to Kiko. Can he at least bring something through into the next round? Navi have started to dominate when it comes to this attack side. They've got so many credits available to them, like both Saigetsu and Xiao are going to hit max. The rest of the players won't be too far away. And I think they're slowly working out the last place this man has been. He's going to hit the leg shot. Nice one, but the trade will be there. No operator saved. Another victory and double digits hit for Navi. They are looking good on split.
They're looking fantastic on split. I mean, that is the hard work done. A 3-round lead. Team Liquid left to Pistols. Their back is against a wall. Liquid can make next to no mistakes if they want to close out this map. And again, the key thing is that this is Liquid's map pick. Next, we move on to Breeze, somewhere Navi have looked comfortable, and we could talk about Artis's Yoru, and perhaps it will be the time that it doesn't find the value because people figure it out and so on. That was the thing long ago with Breeze when Angel played the Yoru. It worked once or twice, and then they figured it out. The thing is, the guy that's TPing now isn't Angel. He's not the mastermind who's catching good lurks, conditioning you into pushing the map, and then punishing you. It's Artis, the guy who is going to be able to punch through those dimensions and send you back to your own one. It's going to be tough for Team Liquid if they don't pick this one up, and their chances are slimming by the second.
Yeah, I think a good time to take a pause. And that's the thing. Last time out, they sort of had that pause, they had the talk, they adapted, they managed to find something new to do. I do think it's been difficult with, I don't know, a lot of these early battles just seem to be always going the way. A little bit of miscommunication in a couple of positions as well that has helped out Navi with the openers, as if Zipan really needed the help. Like, he's been great in these early fights so far. But this is, well, I want to say this is crunch time, but it's not really. The Pistols coming in for this round. You want to see what sort of ideas are going to be there. Basically, maybe not a stack of players, but a stack of utility. Viper's screen, all of Cypher's util, Omen there as well. They're just trying to put as much in the way, well, of this man.
Well, that's not the way I saw that one going. Nats is just peeked out from an angle, the only angle really they had to worry about because smokes are up elsewhere, and he's caught them unaware.
Paranoia.
Zipan with his back turned, eliminated, but Nats is being fished out of that position. Nowhere for him to go, and the Pistols now have very tough fights in front of the Mystic. An animal with this Sheriff, but after one, he's dropped, and best of luck to Kiko. He can at least recover his Sheriff, has to pop a reload on that, surely. 2 bullets and a nade to work with. 100 HP. And that's all the positives gone for him. There's plenty for Navi.
Yeah, maybe a paint shell can be used to try and clear something, but I think he wanted the element of surprise. Sagetsu, though, not missing. Navi now 11-7, 2 away. But this is the round the pause was for. 6 rounds in a row. And let's see if that adaptation has come through. They're going with the operator on Kiko again. It hasn't had the most success. I think we've actually seen more with the Outlaw so far. Maybe being a little bit more versatile on the rifle would be the call, but they clearly believe in this operator, and he's going to be playing it, again, sort of like standard matchmaking, straight down mid, just looking for the early peak.
Yeah, I mean, sitting back with an op on this, especially up against this comp where you have so many smokes to work with, it's just not going to work for you a lot of the time. They're going to be catching you off. The players are pushing down as well, 2 on middle. Enzo and Mystic have to win those fights if they go any deeper, and they've avoided it. Indeed, just taking the early map control, seeing that Navi are not playing there. Now looking to reinforce the site of their choosing. It's B that they move towards. A good call, but they might just be caught off by this. A lot of information to play with. TP committed into spawn, and Xiao's got 2 for it. Anything Mystic can do, he can do at least the same. He's got 3 kills so far, but he's got them the site and the plant, and he's back with his team. Couldn't get much better unless you drop that operator. Kiko has managed to find one. Perhaps there's still some life in Liquid in this round. If they want to save, that call needs to be made very soon. And 2v3, 11-7, this is probably where they have the best chances.
Oh, I think they're going for it. Kiko picking up that rifle pretty much confirms it. A kill will get Nats' ult and reveal the rest. A nade into the corner, but you have to bear in mind there is also still that rolling thunder available to them. It's going to be sent in. Nyon immediately. Angel still sat in the corner. That might be a surprise as well. They're throwing all this util, and he hasn't had to reveal himself just yet. The horn will give it away, but the time, it's gone. There's just nothing they can really do at this stage. Kiko's got to try and get out of there, and it's not going to be allowed. Xiao with a quad. An unbelievable round from him. And a second impactful from the shadows of the match. And that is the first time I've ever said that sentence.
I have egg on my face, Tom. I chose a bad day to come from the shadows.
Yeah. How dare you?
Liquid have called a pause at 12-7.
Your curse definitely still exists, by the way. I've never seen anything like it.
It's bothering me. That is
okay. That is the first and only time we're going to see ISO this tournament.
I don't know. There could be some. No, there's not.
No,
there's
who? It would be these guys right here.
It would be Navi.
It would be Navi.
Hey, playoffs. if they make it there. Who knows?
Yes, because that's the time to do it.
Isn't it?
Yes, that is.
They would do it.
In a single elimination playoffs. Let's throw ISO out.
They get props for it.
Please,
if it
Angel,
worked.
don't. Please. Please.
Just saying, he's always ahead of the medal.
Marcus will cry.
Well, not after this result. One more round, 5 chances to close it out. Navi have looked unreal so far. And well, Tom, I mean, the viewers at home can't see the timeline right now, but there's not much to see. It's just red. Navi have won every single attacking round
underline it just
so far. Go
in
ahead.
case it wasn't clear
Draw
enough.
line, and now
Look how
production
straight.
remove the hood.
Look how straight that was. I'm leaving that there. That's staying. Beautiful. Can we show my really straight line, please?
Tom's
Look at
an
that.
artist. It's gorgeous, Tom. You've done a great job.
Yeah. In case just to make it a bit more clear. Oh dear, it's all gone wrong.
Well, a very quick play coming out of Zipan. He's already blast packing through. The snake bites caught him. It should make it easy on the side of Team Liquid, but Yumpy's not able to hit the shot. Nat's now forced back to site. I thought maybe to spawn, but he wants to fight, maintain control over this, and it might be a bad decision because here comes a showstopper. Big old Rocket looking to find him. Has an idea where he is. It's fired out and lands at his feet. A sidestep the wrong way. Now a Viper's Pit to lock down Heaven as well. Tom, this is going to be such a difficult fight back through for Team Liquid, either through the pit or a very predictable angle in their spawn. They could try to push attacker spawn into B main, but there's a million corners there that they have no idea where these players could be. There is nothing to do. This round, it's a lost round, short of a miracle, and they're spreading out to take one-by-one fights. Individual prowess better come out shining.
Kickoff has to hit something here. And then they need to move quick. That's the thing. Timing not working out, and now Mystic needs a miracle. He's got so much left to do. A Viper's Pit through. They know where he is. The flash is not doing anything. And it's going to be an Andalusia flawless to close out the game. What a way for Navi to come back once more after a bit of a slow start in the first half. They obliterated Liquid in that second. And well, after a pause, maybe you hope